What's good, everyone? Welcome back to EMGM Sports. It's your boy Enzo. It's been a while. I haven't really done no match reviews, no boxing reviews, no MMA, nothing. Do you know what I mean? I took some time out since after the Euros. I was just preparing for a fight myself. For those of you who are new to the channel who don't know, I was preparing for a boxing fight, so I was locked in for like 12 weeks, just yeah, man, just training, cutting weight. Do you know what I mean? Just going all in, man, going hard. Yeah, man, I had a fight on the 20th of July. You know, thank God for me, I came through that, won by TKO, so that was good. The video is out on my channel, so make sure you go check that out. Show some love. I posted that up, so yeah, man, go check that out. But anyways, today I want to talk about Dereck Chisora versus Joyce. Obviously, the heavyweight bout, British heavyweight bout, took place last night at the O2 Arena. What a fight, man. I'll be honest. I'll be real. I wasn't really expecting much from this fight, yeah. Do you know what I mean? At this point in their career, Dereck Chisora, Joyce, I view them as gatekeepers. Do you know what I mean? To me, at the moment, they're gatekeepers. Joyce got knocked out twice by Jang, and you know what I mean? Dereck Chisora, you know what I mean? He's Dereck Chisora, do you know what I mean? He just wants to fight until all the wheels come off. So, you know, I didn't really understand why this fight was taking place. Especially for Joyce, like he had everything to lose in this fight because he's coming off the 2 knockout losses to Jang and taking on someone like Dereck Chisora, who you know is going to come to fight, yeah, who's going to bring the action. Win, lose, or draw, you're going to be entertained by Dereck Chisora. Do you know what I mean? He's going to bring that war. So for me personally, where Joyce is at the moment in his career, I didn't really understand why he would take this fight. It was always a risky fight. It was always really a lose-lose for Joyce, because if he beats Chisora, where does he actually go? Like, does anyone actually even take him serious? And if he loses to Chisora, it might be the end of him, because, do you know what I mean? You're losing to Dereck Chisora, who hasn't won in a while. Do you know what I mean? He's been beaten by pretty much every top heavyweight that he's ever faced. And by Joyce taking on Chisora, I just feel like that was like, I didn't think like it was well thought through taking this fight. But anyways, the fight happened. Very, very competitive fight. Very competitive fight. Me, myself, as I was scoring the rounds last night, I feel like Dereck Chisora was winning a lot of the rounds. Joyce, the thing about Joyce, he's got a great chin in it. Do you know what I mean? Before the Zhang fights, yeah, like everyone thought, me, myself, I thought nobody can knock out Joyce. Like, I thought he's got a granite chin. Ain't nobody touching that chin. Do you know what I mean? It was just, I just thought this guy he's crazy, man. He just comes forward and you hit him with bombs and nothing seems to bother him. So for me personally, I thought, you know what, Joyce could take on one of those elite heavyweights and probably win because of his chin. But ever since he got knocked out twice by Zhang, that whole perspective's changed. You know what I mean? Now he can be hit. Now he can be hurt. And we saw that last night in last night's fight against Chisora. I mean, Joyce, again, very slow, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, Joyce, one thing about Joyce, man, he comes forward like he will be throwing shots, but he's so slow. Like, for even Dereck Chisora, yeah, he was ducking a lot of these shots. He was like ducking underneath them shots. And Joyce wasn't really catching him clean. Like, I don't really remember in that fight where Joyce really hurt Chisora. Do you know what I mean? Like, he did land a few jabs, but the whole strategy, the whole fight was just wrong for Joyce. Do you know what I mean? And Chisora, you know, respect to him, he was throwing bombs, man. Like, he kept catching Joyce. And do you know what I mean? And one thing about Joyce, because he's slow, he's a very slow fight. He's not blessed with speed in it. Even like, so Chisora just catching him with a left hook, right hook, straight backhand. Do you know what I mean? He was just catching Joyce all the time. Joyce stood there though. He was taking a lot of these shots and he's still coming forward. But for me personally, during those exchanges in those rounds, yeah, I scored it for Chisora, innit? Because I just felt like it was landing the bigger, more impactful punches. Do you know what I mean? Joyce was kind of like, yeah, doing whatever he does, but Chisora was landing the punches that were having more of an impact. Do you know what I mean? And that paid And Joyce paid for it later on in round 9 when he got knocked down by Chisora. Do you know what I mean? Again, coming in, do you know what I mean? Too close, getting too close, and Chisora just let that. I think it was the right, yeah, just let it boom. It was the left hook, I think, boom, and dropped Joyce. Do you know what I mean? And in fairness to Joyce, he did come back, he got up, and then he started letting his shots go. But I feel like at that moment there, once he got dropped, I think that won Dereck Chisora the fight. Do you know what I mean? Because it was close, innit? Some of the rounds were close, yeah. But I think that knockdown as well just made it a bit easier to score it for Chisora. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't know about that fight, man. I mean, where the question is, yeah, where does it leave both fighters? Do you know what I mean? Where really does it leave both fighters? Before the fight, Joyce was talking about, getting another crack, maybe, fighting for a world title. That's not happening now, is it? That's not happening now. You got knocked out twice by Jang. Now you've been, Dereck Chisora beat you, unanimous decision, but you kind of didn't look good in the fight. Where do you really go from here? I mean, who really takes Joyce serious? Like, who does he fight after you? If you lose to Dereck Chisora in this part of your career, where do you go next? That's the question for Joyce and his team. Where do you go? Who do you fight? You're not fighting a Dylan White. Like, Dylan White ain't taking a Joyce fight. Like, what does Dylan White gain from fighting Joyce, who's just lost his last 3 fights? Do you know what I mean? I think Dylan White is looking at probably Zhang. Do you know what I mean? Dylan White is probably targeting that. He's not gonna be looking at fighting Joyce. There's nothing for him to win there. There's no gain. He doesn't get a world championship title fight if he beats Joyce. Do you know what I mean? So where does Joyce go from here? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying about the gatekeeper thing. Do you know what I mean? Now Joyce and Chisora, the gatekeepers. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna be there to test some of these up and coming heavyweights who are coming up. You know what I mean? Give them a test on their way up. I think that's the way forward. That's the future for them. I mean, Chisora, great win. Respect to Chisora as well. Dereck Chisora, War Chisora. He always comes in and does his thing. Do you know what I mean? That's one thing you're gonna get from Chisora. Like, he's got heart. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna throw bombs. He always looks tired when he's fighting, but he's dangerous every single minute of the fight. Do you know what I mean? He can end it. So for him, great victory for Chisora. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people were talking about him retiring, him hanging up his gloves because he's had so many fights, taking so much damage. But I think with that victory over Joyce, it gives him another 2 fights. Do you know what I mean? Chisora did say he wants to have 50 fights on his resume. So that win against Joyce, it gives him that. Do you know what I mean? Because there will still be some demand from him. The public will still want to see Dereck Chisora fight because he's an entertainer. Do you know what I mean? He's got a heart, and boxing fans love that. You know what I mean? We love a fight who comes in and gives it everything. And you know what I mean? Lose, win, or draw, you know they're gonna be entertained. And Dereck Chisora, you know what I mean? Del Boy, he offers you that. So I think that the public appetite within the boxing community is still there for Dereck Chisora. So I think for him, he'll get another 2 fights, even 3 fights. You know what I mean? It's just a question of who does he fight, who's out there for Dereck Chisora to fight, because it's not going to be for a world title. He's not going to be Dylan White. He's already lost twice to Dylan White, so it's not going to be that fight. Do you know what I mean? I've heard Chisora wants Zhang, but that, Zhang has got world title ambitions. You know what I mean? And I feel like Zhang might fight Parker next. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they kind of got unfinished business. So it might be Parker, Zhang. They might run that back. Yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen with Dereck Chisora. I mean, he could do whatever he wants, innit? He could fight whoever he wants, really. He's not gonna be for a world title, but he can kind of like have another 2 fights and just call it a day. Knowing him, he's probably not gonna call it a day. He's gonna fight until you actually ban him from fighting. Do you know what I mean? That's his Del Boy. Do you know what I mean? He's a fighter at heart. He's not gonna retire from boxing, man. Boxing's gonna have to retire him. Do you know what I mean? But as for Joyce, yeah, man, a lot of unanswered questions there. Where does he go from here? What does Joyce do? I don't know, because at the top of my head, I can't think of anyone that he fights at this moment of time. Do you know what I mean? I can't. Does he fight Frazier? Do you know what I mean? These up and coming heavyweights. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, if he loses to one of these up and coming heavyweights, where does he go from there? Do you know what I mean? For me personally, I'll retire. Joyce retired. Do you know what I mean? He's had a good career. If you look at, he's had a good career. He was a bit unfortunate because he wasn't mandatory for one of those world titles in it for a while, in it, and AJ Wilder and Fury, they was all playing around, playing about, and that opportunity never came to materialize for him. But overall, you know, I think he's won the Olympic silver medal. That's a great achievement. How many boxers can say they've won a silver medal at the Olympics? Some of the greatest boxers, I've never won the an Olympic medal. So for Joyce has got an Olympic medal. He's had some great fights in the UK. You know, I'm sure he's made money. I'm sure he doesn't need, you know, another penny to his name to feed his family. I'm sure he's good with that. But you know, it's up to, at the end of the day, it's gonna be up to him to decide. Excuse me, it's gonna be up to Joyce to decide and his team where did they go from here, because I don't see where he goes. I don't see where Joyce goes from this after you know, this defeat against Dereck Chisora. Would he rematch Dereck Chisora? I mean, is there appetite for that? I don't think so. I mean, we've seen everything. I mean, we've seen everything from that fight last night to tell us everything about both fighters. We know both fighters anyway, so I don't see a rematch happening. I don't think there'll be an appetite for a rematch really between him and Dereck Chisora. So I think for Joyce, like I said before, I think retire, call it a day. But do you know what I mean? These fighters, yeah, these boxers, that it's hard to retire because that's a lifestyle, man. Do you know what I mean? Getting up in the morning, going for a run, going to the gym, hitting the pads, hitting the bags. Do you know what I mean? It's a whole lifestyle. And for you to suggest to a boxer to retire, like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're only gonna retire when they feel like retiring. Do you know what I mean? They know when it's time, when time's up, you know. And I got a feeling that Joyce will probably you have another fight. He did say yesterday in a post-fight interview that he wants to fight, he wants to carry on, he doesn't want to retire. Yeah, he's still hungry, he's still got something, he's still got that fire in his belly, and he wants to go for it. But you know, in terms of a career move, in terms of the heavyweight division and what's happening around Joyce, you know, where'd you put him? Where'd you fit him in at this moment of time? Just no one knows. You know, he's not gonna fight for a world title. You know, he's not gonna get a fight against someone like a Wilder. I don't think Wilder takes that fight. So that's not, there's not like a money fight. Is there like another money fight for Joyce out there? I don't see it. Do you know what I mean? Someone let me know in the comments. You know, let me know in the comments. Let me know. Suggest a name, a heavyweight that Joyce can fight next. But I don't see one. I don't see one. You let me know. Maybe there's someone out there that Joyce can fight. As of Jerry Chisora, I mean, you know, sky's the limit for him. He's, you know, we all know he's not gonna fight for world title. He's not. Del Boy is not an elite boxer, but he's got heart, he's got courage, he's got that hunger, you know what I mean, desire, and he's gonna bring that. He's gonna bring that war, man. Every fight, it doesn't matter who is fighting. You know, you're gonna be entertained for 5 to 6 rounds. He's gonna give it everything. Is gonna throw bombs. So for Dereck Chisora, the public loves him, the boxing community loves him. I love Dereck Chisora. I love watching his fight. He's always entertaining. So I don't mind seeing him in another fight. Do you know what I mean? The question is who does he fight next? We don't know. Hopefully those questions are answered sooner rather than later. Do you know what I mean? Especially for Joyce, retirement or carry on. We don't know. But yeah, guys, man, that was my post-fight review on Dereck Chisora versus Joyce. A very, very, very good, great victory for Dereck Chisora. Do you know what I mean? Nobody expected him to win this fight, but he won it. He came through, knocking down Joyce in the 9th round. Do you know what I mean? Good win for Dereck Chisora. Do you know what I mean? He's worked hard. Do you know what I mean? He always brings the war. So well done to Chisora, Dereck, Del Boy, and his team. They done great. Some people saying it was an upset. I don't think it's an upset. Joyce, he's lost the last 2 fights against Jang getting knocked down. We've seen his vulnerabilities, his chin and really holding up like he used to before. So for me, it's not really an upset. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I expected Joyce to probably have a bit too much endurance, cardio, and skill for Joyce, you know, especially at the stretch, especially at the later rounds. But Del Boy proved us all wrong and he got the job done. But it's not a major upset. Do you know what I mean? It's not a major upset because in terms of skill-wise, I don't think the two fighters are that far apart. You know what I mean? I give the slight edge to Joyce in terms of boxing skill, boxing ability. But do you know what I mean? What Dereck Chisora Del Boy makes up with his courage and that ability to just carry on. Do you know what I mean? That ability to keep on going when people expect you to stop. Do you know what I mean? And that's important when it comes to fighters, boxers, whatever sport you do. If you got that ability to keep on going when everyone expects you to stop and you keep on going and you have that courage, you have that hunger, anything is possible. You can beat someone that's much talented than you by just having that hunger, that courage, and the heart and determination to get the job done. So that's what Del Boy had. And congratulations to him and congratulations to his team. Well done. And I'm looking forward to see you again. Listen up, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until the next one, peace.